I don't know how long I want to be live. I'm gonna be honest. Be live for a little bit. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm freezing. It's so cold in my house. I got a little carried away last night because I woke up sweaty. Maybe I should turn on my lights, my background lights, because it looks like so dark back there. What's going on? Good morning, good Tuesday morning, everybody. Here we are in another day in the fascist states of America. Let's see how this goes, right? Like, what up, Tad? How's it going? If you're just coming in the chat, say what's up. Tap the screen, share the live. Hang out with your friends. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. France is doing some shit. Chicago is suing. Good morning. How are you? Good morning. State of Illinois and City of Chicago have sued President Donald Trump, seeking to block the deployment of federalized National Guard troops to Chicago. That is happening right now. Supreme Court is set to hear free speech challenge to a Colorado law banning psychotherapists from conducting conversion therapy that aims to challenge a minor's sexual orientation or gender identity. That's up on the docket. There's a whole lot. What's up, James? How's it going? How are you? I meant to turn on my background lights and I squirreled because I got my morning updates email from Reuters. Like, squirrel. If you guys missed it the other, I'm so sick of SCOTUS too, James. I really am. If you guys are in the chat and you see James right there, make sure you drop them a follow. Awesome, awesome young creator. Make sure you follow them on all platforms too. We love James. James is a fucking rock star who recently got to meet Kamala Harris, and low-key, I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. I would love to meet Mamala. I would really, really love to meet her. Let me turn on these lights so that it is not just darkness behind me, because I feel like the backlights help a lot. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. All right, we're going with this color, I guess, because this is what it is when I turned it on. Oh, what's up, Asia? I'm doing good. You know what? Kamala was the mom that this country needed. Really. Put people in timeout, set the rules. Oh man, the tubies. That's what I'm gonna call them from now on so I can evade TikTok's bullshit. I'm gonna call the other chat tubies. That's the tubies over there. Cause they're wild. They're wild. Yeah, see, they're already starting. Too bad you can't surgery the Adam's apple out. Jesus Christ, why are we doing this so early in the morning? So the other night, I went on like this fucking rant. Oh, was it Sunday night? I don't know. I was live. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was on my break, and I went on this rant, and I just like lost my shit because I'm over it, right? I'm so over. It's the same time for me, Peter. I'm on the East Coast. The lack of empathy, the lack of understanding of basic civics, just the lack of everything in fucking general, right? We saw this shit play out in real time with farmers. Now, I feel for farmers, right? I went to Farm Aid. I learned a lot of information. And just seeing what they go through, seeing how corporations are forcing them out of their land and taking their shit away from them, like essentially put them in situations where they have no choice, which, by the way, we're going to see a lot more of that. We're going to see a lot more of family farms losing their farms. Like that is a reality that's going to happen. They're going to lose their livelihood in their homes. Why is that? Well, the Trump administration is the reason for that. We saw that the last time. It was over 800 family farms filed bankruptcy, and we're going to see that now. We're going to see it again. Proof is in the pudding, right? The tariffs are just ravaging family farms, ravaging them. They're unable to sustain what crops they're growing and their operations. Our poor soybean farmers, who, granted, a lot of them voted for this administration, but we have to remember this is our food source, right? This doesn't just impact farmers, this impacts us too. So they lost out on subsidies, and the tariffs are not allowing them to sell their crops. But then we turn around and give $20 billion to Argentina. And then what does Argentina do? They sell their soybean crops at a lesser rate to China. And then our crops are not being purchased. Like, the tariffs are not good, guys. These tariffs are not good. And it's really, really hurting us. And I was just so fucking angry the other night to watch and see the comment sections and see they needs help food you Xer Biden. I don't know what that means, Greg. I voted for Kamala Harris. You know what, decent man? I'm glad that you grew up on a farm, but that was how long ago? And also, I spoke with farmers directly. Ralph has no idea what fascism means. You're covering the bills of the first 5 people who messaged me with the word good God. All right, cool. But, and I agree, Ghetto, both Republicans and Democrats have failed us, right? I just posted a video about this. Rep. Seth Moulton from Massachusetts has chosen to forego his paycheck while the government is shut down. How many representatives have decided to do that? Not very many. He's like, if I ain't working. See, I got flagged on fucking TikTok again. I did not direct anybody off this platform. I did not do that, TikTok. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Literally don't know what you're talking about. Like, that is wild. But anyway, like I was saying, you grew up on a farm. Cool. I'm glad you grew up on a farm. But I spoke with farmers who are in the farming industry, who are working in agriculture, right meow, who are dealing with these things. And they say differently, friend. They say differently. I said to follow James on TikTok and wherever he is. Fucking stupid. Toon World said, I speak to people that disagree. What? What are you talking about? I mean, I spoke with farmers. Yes, Will Westmoreland, who is a friend of mine, who I actually got to go to Farm Aid. He was there. Great guy. Love Will. So if you don't follow Will, make sure that you're following Will too. Will Westmoreland. We love Will. We love Grandpa Will. Decent man, what type of farming do your parents partake in? No shit, Mr. Tahoe. Mr. Tahoe said the only way Chinese could buy a farm is if a farmer sold it. Why would they sell a farm that was in their family for generations, Mr. Tahoe? Why is that? Why? Because they can't afford to continue operations. Or they, depending on what part of the farming industry they take place in, they may have to participate in CAFOs. Consolidated Animal Feeding Operations. You're a farmer, Mother Clucker? Mother Clucker, I still love your username. I love people's usernames. I don't know very many farmers that are wealthy. And I do think that they should receive subsidies. They're feeding this country. Yes, JD Vance did that. He did invest in a company that is going in there and buying up farmers' land. That did happen. You're going to have to sell soon. I hope not. Is there anything that we can help? Are trans women males? Well, that's a dumbass question. You know that, right? I know that you know that. I know that you know that that is a dumb-ass question. Trans women are women. Trans men are men. Male and female do not necessarily coincide with men and women. Like, it's just, you're talking about sex assigned at birth and gender identity, and they're not the same thing. And the thing is, like, when you guys bring up these trans issues and they say, we don't want men in women's bathrooms, you forget to acknowledge the fact that men are the fucking problem. It's not trans women, it's fucking men. You're afraid of men. Congratulations. Welcome. Trans women are women. Trans men are men. It is not that hard. Daisy, I would never call someone that. Trans women are men who want to be women. Truly, clearly you hate women. What? That makes no sense. Ugh. Read a book, Toon. Tad, I'm not gonna debate somebody's fucking existence with somebody who could just read. Like, I'm not gonna do it. It's not that hard. Just read. Alright, I have to restart on TikTok because I'm not scared of you. You're a fucking idiot. Are you in the box? Let's see. You are. Why do you care? That's my first question to you, is why do you care?
What do I care about what, sorry?
The questions that you're asking in the chat, why do you care?
Well, when it's talking about things like male and females, we're talking about the fundamentals of what things are. And if you guys can't agree with us that you can only be a male and you can only be a female, then how are we going to make common ground with you people?
Well, that's not true, though. You can't only be a male or only be a female. You can also be intersex.
Which is what?
What do you mean, which is what? Like, are you really on the internet saying a whole bunch of... I'm
asking
talking?
what?
Hi, I'm talking. So, you're asking me a question that you could literally look up yourself.
Okay,
Like,
so
you
don't
came
like
on the internet and... You came on the internet and you're saying hateful things when literally you can look up the answer to that question yourself.
So asking if...
You don't know what intersex people are?
Males,
You don't ask...
if trans women are males, you think that's inflammatory language? Seriously?
It's ignorant and it's stupid, and you know that. Is this your first day on the internet? Is this your first day on the internet?
No.
Okay, so then you can go and you can look up the difference between sex assigned at birth and gender identity. You can do that.
Yeah, why don't you tell me?
Why should I? Are you paying me?
Because you're scared, that's why.
What am I scared of? You don't even know what intersex is. What am I scared of, you?
I asked you what it was, and you told me to go look it up. So you
Yes, go look it up. Go look it up. If I didn't know what it was, why would I even say it existed? But I just pull something out of my ass?
You do know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
Which is why you're not telling me.
But it's not my obligation to educate you. You're just being hateful.
No idea. That's why, host. Just admit it. Just be honest. For once in your life, just be honest.
Why are men?
Got ya. She's game over.
I don't think that you guys understand. I am not, in any way, shape, or form, obligated to teach you something. In no fucking way, shape, or form am I obligated to teach you something. You are just spreading hate on the internet because you want attention. You, in fact, could go look up what intersex people are. Sometimes people are born with different genitals than the reproductive organs that they have inside. Sometimes people are born with ambiguous genitalia. Some people have XX chromosomes, and some people have XY chromosomes, and sometimes people have XXY. Like, it's not fucking difficult to go read. So I do in fact, know what intersex people are. I do also know that intersex people are as common as people with green eyes. You can go look this stuff up. I'm not going to argue about people's existence and their right to exist with you, Toon World. Suck a fat one. Like, I'm not going to do it. The fact that you came on the internet and are saying this shit when you have access to the internet, I didn't deny that. But gender identity and your sex assigned at birth are not the same thing. Like, I, for example, have a vagina. I was assigned female at birth. I am non-binary. Why is this difficult for you to understand? You're a fucking idiot. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Nobody, but that's the thing, you don't know the difference between what men and women are and what male and female are. You don't know the difference. And that is not up to me to educate you about what male and female are and what men and women are and what non-binary people are. It is not my job to educate you. So you think that you had a gotcha, but really, you're just fucking stupid. And that is why the very first question I asked you was, why do you care? It's fine, Ted. I don't think. Ralph said non-binary means non-existent. That's not what that means, Ralph. Ray, I'm not a disrespectful person, and this is my platform. I can talk to people however they want. If you don't like it, bye. See ya. Right, Tyrone. Someone told them to care about other people's business. Someone said you should give a shit about what other people are doing. Doesn't impact your life at all, doesn't help you, doesn't harm you, doesn't anything. Hi, baby. I'm so glad to see you. Paychecks. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't impact your way of life, doesn't impact your happiness, doesn't take money out of your pocket, does nothing to impact you whatsoever. Why the fuck do you care? You care. See, the problem is that Toon and other people like Toon are really, really into fetishizing trans people. And so the way that they do that and the way that they get attention for that is they say hateful shit so that people pay attention to them and they get to talk about trans people while feeding their KINKS. Tia, they're obsessed with people's genitals. I don't know why. All genitals are ugly. Let's be honest. I have never looked at somebody's genitals and was like, that is a good looking set of genitals. I'm like, well, that's a penis. It looks like a penis. No, I have looked at some people's genitals and gone, it's quite an interesting thing that you got going on there. But like, it's so weird. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's like, who gives a shit what bathroom you're going into? Who cares if you're peeing standing up or sitting down? Who gives a shit? At the end of the day, we all put our pants on the same way. Obviously, that's figuratively speaking. I understand that some people may or may not have both lower extremities, but we're all human beings who all deserve love, compassion, kindness, the chance to live your life in a way that makes you happy. This shit's standing up. No. Alexis, sometimes when I get dressed in the dark, not sometimes, I've done it on multiple occasions, trying to put my scrubs on in the dark, getting ready for work, where I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to fucking be awake right now. I've put my underwear on backwards. I'm like, this ain't right. This ain't right. Oh my God. No, you didn't, Biscuit and Gravy. What high school did I go to? Tell the chat. What high school did I go to? Yes, I've done that shit. That's you going to the gym this morning. I don't understand. Why do people like to debate other people's existence? I am going to restart on TikTok because we did get flagged. So just come right back. Come right back. Because there's only 66 people in here and they said they're not going to push out the live. So, you know. That's, can we do that? Can we do a quick restart? Let's do a quick restart. All right, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. YouTube. What am I gonna do with y'all? Y'all are the trolliest troller little fuckers in the whole wide world. Why are you like this? Why? If you're on YouTube, if you're a Tubi, can you tell me why in the chat why the government shutdown is happening? I do love you, Tyrone. I love you so much. I agree with you, Kevin. I agree with you, Kevin. All right, we're back. TikTok. We had to do a quick restart because I got flagged for sending people off the platform. I don't know. Why am I cringe? I don't. My life's goal is to make you as uncomfortable as possible. I agree, Ivan. We back. We back. Ralph said that the shutdown is because of illegal migrants. That is not true, Ralph. Oh, man. The troll comments are wild as shit. How's it going, guys? All right, we're back over here on TikTok. Actually, no, James. I had hundreds of followers. Hundreds. Pretty close to 1,000. I was making like $5,000 to $7,000 a month, and I just decided I don't want to do it anymore. It was boring. It's the same stupid ass DMs. Rate my junk. I'm gonna pay you to rate my junk. And I get a 2. Don't, Baron, don't you do that. Don't you do that. That is not what the shutdown is about. Alexis, it happened all the fucking time. It was weird. No. Guys. Undocumented people aren't eligible for health care. They cannot purchase health care on the exchange under the Affordable Care Act. They're not eligible for comprehensive Medicaid and Medicare. They're not. Mike Johnson is fucking lying to you. It's because of Hunter Biden's laptop. Hunter Biden's laptop shut down the government. So I'm going to explain it to you, right? What is happening is the Democrats are protecting people's access to health care, right? what happens is in January, subsidies for the ACA and other things that were included in the One Big Beautiful Bill that would remove people's ability to be eligible for Medicaid are going to go into effect, right? And so what does that mean for you? Well, that means if you do not have a Even Brood says, I don't understand how immigrants get insurance. I work in healthcare. I've worked in healthcare for 20 years, almost 20 years. Okay, I understand how health insurance works. But if your health insurance isn't like tied to an employer and you're purchasing your own insurance through the healthcare exchange or you're eligible for Medicaid, you're the people who are going to be impacted the most. There's also people who are going to be impacted because of with their Medicare, because Medicare you're required to have supplemental insurance, and that's going to get more expensive. So the whole thing is to keep people insured, is to keep people to be able to have access to their care. Now, if you really wanted to find the information, like Raphael Warnock had posted what people were sending him, his constituents were sending him on the change of their pricing and their insurance. There's people's insurance who was going from, there was a couple whose insurance, they make $80,000, I want to say it was like $83,000 a year, and their insurance was currently costing them $500 a month. When the subsidies run out, their insurance will cost them $2,000 a month. Yeah, it saved his life. So like it's not about undocumented people getting healthcare, because they're not. Thank you for the heartbeats. Thank you for the Go Popular. They're not getting health insurance. Now everyone can get health care because of EMTALA, EMTALA. You can look it up, okay? Anybody who shows up in an emergency department and says that they need care is going to get seen and is going to get care. What do you think is going to happen to the cost of healthcare when millions of people, I think Florida has like I gotta look it up, how many people they have, several million people on the exchange. I've been looking at so many fucking numbers. How many people use the ACA in Florida? Florida, Texas, there were so many. Okay, 4.7 million people get their insurance through the Affordable Care Act right now. So what do you think is going to happen when 4.7 million people are going to be priced out of being able to afford their insurance? Everyone is going to have to absorb that cost. And that's just Florida. That's just the state of Florida. Yes, I did see Marjorie Taylor Greene has changed her mind over healthcare, and is saying that she wants the subsidies to continue. And that goes for citizens and non-citizens, DCM. Citizens and non-citizens. Even if you have health insurance, if you are unable to cover your entire bill, all right, biscuits and gravy, you show me a source that says I'm lying. Show me a source that says I'm lying. Nobody is, decent man. Not a single person. Y'all are just talking about your fifis. You're just talking about your fifis. I don't care about your fifis and your tum-tum. I don't. I don't care about your little fifis and your tum-tum. Not even a little bit. So anyway, when you go to the emergency department and you can't pay your whole bill, you apply for charity care. The hospital writes it off, but they get compensated in some way, shape, or form, and that's via taxpayers. Now, Axel wants me to shut up. Here, Axel, I'll help you. Now you have to shut up. And you can't say a motherfucking thing. Har har. Medicaid saves lives. It does save lives. Becky said that their child had to have surgery. What did you say? Your child had brain surgery? Everybody should have access to health care. Everyone should have access to health care. Everyone should have access to health care. Everyone should have access to health care. No one should unalive because they can't afford to get care. Like, it's not that hard. Oh, I got called to 304 this morning. I can't believe I've been live 30 minutes and I haven't been called to 304 yet. You're slacking on your pimping over there, tubies. Right, not just access, but actually have health care. Who cares? If you're a United States citizen and you go to a country that has universal health care, you're there visiting and you're in an accident or you get sick, guess what? You're gonna get care. You're gonna get care. Thank you so much for the hand hearts, Jonathan. I appreciate it. There's no reason why people shouldn't have access to healthcare, and it is not hurting you at all. What will hurt you is if these subsidies are allowed to expire. That will, in fact, hurt you because your out-of-pocket costs are going to raise astronomically. Anywhere from 75% and upwards. Draco, they pay millions of dollars of taxes a year. They pay into a system, and they are never going to be eligible for the things that citizens are eligible for. They can't get Medicaid. They can't draw on Social Security, but they pay into it. The job market is absolutely shit, man. That last jobs report was fucking abysmal. Somebody keeps reporting the live. Somebody keeps reporting the live. So I'm gonna need y'all to help out. The only way that we can continue to get the live pushed out is if y'all just start maniacally tapping. Like tap, 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 tap. Send gifts if you can. Because yeah. They can assimilate legally? What do you think assimilation means, Ralph? I don't think you know what assimilation means. Oh my god. This is crazy. This hurts my head. This hurts my head that you guys don't understand this stuff. Thank you so much for the gifts, helping try to push this live out. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay on, because literally it's... Ralph is in the chat, Ralph Mendoza. Look, the government shutdown is caused by Republicans, point blank, period. If it wasn't caused by Republicans, they wouldn't be on the defensive right now. Ralph, there is no official language of the United States of America. Don't be mad that you only speak one language. Like, I don't know why you're mad that you can't speak multiple languages. Right, Tina. The thing is that the Republican Party has told them, like, socialism is scary, socialism is bad, blah, 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 blah. Ralph is a Tubi. That's why you can't see Ralph. Right, exactly. Not even to go as far as, like, say several languages. There's multiple dialects. Like, you can be in the north of a country and don't speak the same dialect as people in the south of a country. Like, even Spanish has multiple dialects. Like, MAGA would in fact benefit from universal health care the most, because they live in the poorest states. Republicans run this country, so the shit is their fault. They have the House, the Senate, and the White House. Like, it's their fault. Okay, Draco, prove why it's not Republicans' fault. Trump is coming along with our side with Trump RX. Trump RX is not universal health care. It's essentially like what Mark Cuban did. But I would not get my medication from Trump RX. I would not be sharing my health information with the government all willy-nilly like that. Especially with what they said about people, what RFK Jr. had said about people who have ADHD and people with other medication needs, the disabled. I would not be sharing that information with them. personally, the things that they've said about people with autism, like me personally, I would not be sharing any information with them that I don't have to. Right, we're still waiting for their healthcare plan. 2 weeks. We're gonna get a healthcare plan in 2 weeks. We got a concept of a plan. It's just not gonna be me. Marissa, how much was your bill? They're gonna provide healthcare to you. They're not gonna look at you and go, "You're an American. Fuck you. Die in the street." They're not gonna do that. You get access to care. But these people who are the tubies, they don't want people to have access to care. They don't want people. I see a minnow fin. They don't want people to have health care. It's crazy. Oh, R, you're not original. Shut up. What did they refuse to vote for, Draco? Prove that, Marissa. I would like to see your bill. I would like to see what they billed you for. You can block out your personal information and send it to me in a DM. I want to see. Because that's pretty expensive. I mean, that's not anywhere near what it would cost you in the United States. If you went into the emergency room, your bill would cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Tens of thousands of dollars. Just a CAT scan alone, which pretty much everybody gets a fucking CAT scan. Trust me, I know. They usually bill like $2,500. No, I'm not saying I don't. I have TRICARE. I have health care. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what we're talking about. $5,000 for surgery is nothing, babe. $5,000 for surgery is absolutely nothing. Just in the United States alone, for like I want to say it's like an hour and a half procedure. The amount that you would be billed for anesthesia is over $4,000. I'm not an it, CODIS. Like literally, that is a blessing. And I didn't say it was free. I didn't say you would get free healthcare, but you would have access to care, and at a substantially less amount. Marissa's are friendly. They were just sharing their personal experience. Homeless people, unhoused people. Okay, the comment says our homeless people don't get any help from hospital. Unhoused people do get access to care, but typically it's written off by the hospital because they can't afford to pay it. I'll be in Europe later this year, in a couple weeks actually. Check it out. Check it out. Oh, Marissa, you are not a friendly because we don't use that language here. Illegal aliens is very dehumanizing. Very dehumanizing. They're undocumented people. But biscuits and gravy, you shouldn't have had to live in your car, nor should you have had paid for your health insurance. Just because that happened to you doesn't mean that we should continue down that same path. We know that it's not right. We know that it's harmful. We know that that shouldn't have happened to you. We don't want that to continue to happen. I will partake later, Kenneth. No worries, Marissa. Everyone should have access to healthcare. Everyone should have access to clean drinking water. Everyone should have access to food. Everyone. We need these things to sustain life. It is not a difficult concept, my friends. Hey, what's up, Matt? How's it going? I keep getting flagged. Shut up. I agree. I agree. Right, now they have to be afraid of ICE. And that's not the way it should be. People, I do want to come to DC, Matt. I do. But you know why I can't. I mean, I'll sleep in a tent. You get a tent? If you got a tent, I'll sleep in a tent. You got rooms? All right, well, we'll talk offline. Come to Portland? That's a long flight. Dad. Oh man. I heard Jolly say that. I'm happy for you guys out there doing the work. If you guys aren't aware, USMC Angry Veteran and several other creators are out there doing the work. Support them however you can. And I get that, Biscuits. I get that. That's not true, Midwest Jewelers. See, now what you're saying is Midwest Jewelers said they wouldn't have to be afraid of ICE if they were here legally. Many people have been stopped and have been detained that are citizens. We've seen people taken into custody who are citizens, who are veterans of this country, who served in the military, and they were still detained simply because of how they looked. Oh no, Matt. Something terrible happened? I don't know how to get through to you guys. I genuinely don't know how to get through to you guys. I wish that I could. Right, what's going on with ICE isn't following due process at all. I wish that I could have a conversation with you beyond your hatred, where you would just listen. Biscuits, what generation do you think I belong to? Let's start there. Well, that's against our Constitution, Ralph. Do you not believe in the Constitution? Biscuits, I think that in order to become a citizen, it should, one, be faster, and two, be cheaper. You think I'm Gen X? No. But Midwest Jewelers, it's not true, sweetheart. That's the thing. Like, what you're saying is not true. Yes, but if they are here illegally, then it should be determined and case closed. Well, that's the thing, Ralph. There are people who are here legally, who have status here in this country, and have been removed anyway. Or the status that they were given that goes in line with our laws, that goes in line with our process. You can look it up yourself, sweetheart. I'm not going to sit here and read you a list of names. I'm not going to do that. Who are given protective status in this country had their status taken away. Right, exactly what Shane said. All the people being arrested at their court hearings, they're here going through the process legally. Like, if they're at court, if they're showing up to their court hearings, why are they not here? Why are they not following the process? I agree, Jesus. I agree, Jesus. Right. There's nothing to debate because all these people want to argue about is humans' right to exist because they don't look like them. Hey, we don't use slurs in the chat, Sly. Right, Tina. Seeking asylum is legal. It is a process that is afforded to people who enter this country. Stephanie, he'll never be able to tell you the process. Bad Bunny is more American than the First Lady. That's right. Sure, Ralph. If you're Hispanic and this is the way you're behaving, you're fucking gross. Well, Draco, they're not going for crimes or infractions. They're going in relation to their immigration status. That's what these court hearings are for. They're going to go through the process for immigration, and they're being detained at their court hearings. Our immigration system is a mess, biscuits. It's a hot ass mess. It's understaffed for fucking sure, for starters. I didn't say you were racist. That's not what I said. So if you think you're racist, if that came out of your mouth, then maybe you are. Maybe you are. Why don't I take immigrants into my home? I have, actually. I've sponsored family members to come here. So, what are you talking about? I've done the immigration process. I'm a first generation American, and I've sponsored family members to come here. I think it's disgusting that people don't want people to be able to come here legally. Did I say Midwest Jewelers, you're disgusting? Did I say Midwest Jewelers, you don't support people because they look different than you? I didn't say that. So if you're assigning that to yourself, that's on you, Cupcake. Why don't they count? They're immigrants. Not only did they live with me, but I paid for their entire process. I did the paperwork myself. So why don't they count? Ralph. Jeez Louise. If you think that I'm implying something, I didn't outright say it. That's you. That is your internal biases going, maybe that's me. Fuck. Maybe I shouldn't behave this way. That little thing inside you, your conscience. Your conscience is saying, maybe I'm not doing the right thing. That has nothing to do with me. I didn't say it. I didn't call you racist. I agree, Frosty. What was that noise? Something just went. I don't know what it was, but it did. It's 10 o'clock. Right? Like, why are you guys against immigration? Why are you guys against amending our processes so that you heard it too? You heard the bubble popping? Yeah, Cubans don't. I brought my third world views with me. Eric, what country am I from? What country are my ancestors from? What country is my dad from? And then if you guess correctly, I want you to go look it up. What developing nations are, because they're not called third world countries. They're called developing nations. Don't tell him, Shane. Don't tell him. He can't see you anyway. Waiting on you, Eric. No, I'm not Arab. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yes, any Hispanic who is acting like this is disgusting. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna wait for Eric to guess. It's not a broad statement about Hispanics. Look at how Hispanics voted. Look at how the Latin community voted. Ugh, the healthcare in this country is abysmal. Eric has yet to guess where I'm from. I don't want to live here anymore, to be honest. I don't, Ronald. He's mad because Muslim families look after their people. Guess what? Midwest Jewelers. Yo soy de Colombia. Okay? So if I want to talk about my people, I can talk about my people. The people who are Latin who voted for Donald Trump are fucking disgusting. Because they're the same fucking people who are singing that I will vote for Donald Trump bullshit ass song, right? Matter of fact, that lady herself, and then her family got picked up because of what she voted for, and she, So I don't feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for you because I sat here every fucking day. Todos días de la semana, okay? Every fucking day. Literally, 7 days a week, I will go live and have conversations about what is going on prior to the election. About what would happen to our communities if we voted this piece of shit into office. Have these conversations every fucking day. And y'all didn't listen. Y'all didn't fucking listen. So yes, if you are Hispanic, if you are Latin, and you voted for Donald Trump, fuck you. We told you that voting for this administration would lead us into fascism. You're being dramatic. Why are you fear mongering? Blah, 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 blah. And what are we doing now? What are we doing now? I believe that. I believe that he's a bookhead. Right, it's not fear mongering if it's the truth. Look. And then you still have people who are like Trump 2028, like Chris Turner. I have 3 children, Ronald. One of them just recently became an adult. Right. That was the other thing, David. How much did we talk about Project 2025? We talked about Project 2025 and that this was the Republican Party's plan. No, it's not. Trump said he's never heard of Project 2025. This is so not true. You're fear mongering. They would never do this. Blah, 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 blah. And then what happened? And now they love it. Right. One can only hope. Right. They said the day after the election that this was our plan all along. Hey, Canton. Hope you're recovering well. Right. And unfortunately, the rest of us have to fucking pay the price. I like cats. Cats are assholes. Good luck on your job interview. Not a single mom. I'm married. Unfortunately, that's true. Biscuits and gravy? Show me one post where that happened. Because the people of Chicago hate ICE so much they refuse to feed them. Amanda show. Oh, man. I don't have the phone line turned on. Nathanson. Yeah, they're over there being crazy. I love that too. I love that they're refusing to give them, that they're refusing to take their business. Keep that shit up. I know Christy Nolan was mad about it. Ivan said cats are assholes just like me. Yeah, I am an asshole, actually. We're just saying how ICE is they're refusing to serve ICE. There's actually like a list of businesses. I saw it on Threads that were participating in that. Chicago has solidarity. Yep. All right, y'all. I got work to do. I got content to make. I'm gonna go over here and fuck with the tubies a little bit, and then I'm gonna log off for the day and make the content I gotta make. I gotta take a shower and stuff because I took my kids to school, and now it's time for me to get ready for my day. It was fun. It was great seeing you guys. You can always pop over there to the tubies where I'm gonna hurt their feelings for a little bit and then go start the rest of my day. Love you, mean it. Stookies, good luck on your job interview. I hope you get it. It was nice to meet you, Marissa. We'll have some more conversations soon. Let me go ahead and end this stream over here. Everybody be good, and if you can't be good, be gay and do crimes. Love you, bye. All right, tubies. It's just me and you and me. I keep getting flagged on TikTok because I keep getting reported. Yeah, the tape boys are there. See, that's the thing, Jesus. That's the thing. Kamala Harris had a plan, right? And for whatever reason, there was this narrative that went around that said that she has no policies, that she has no platform, that she's not running. I'm not a nurse, Eric, so you're safe. That she has no direction, what's up, Tad, for this country, when that was simply not true. Her website had her policy information. She talked about her policy information. She talked about the direction that she wanted to take this country. But instead, y'all believe what the Republican Party was telling you. You were uninformed voters. You made decisions based off of what was rooted in racism and misogyny, because that's what the Republican Party. I've never been a nurse. Because that's what the Republican Party wanted you to believe, right? The same thing with Trump. They leaned into xenophobia. They leaned into racism. They leaned into misogyny. And we tried to explain this to you guys. And instead of being emotionally mature people and looking at what was really going on, taking a little bit of time to self-reflect and say, maybe these thought processes are coming from somewhere else. Maybe I'm feeling this way because I do have some internalized misogyny. I do have some inherent racism that I need to unpack. Because it's hard work to do that. It is hard work to unpack your internalized misogyny. It is hard work to unpack your inherent racism. It's hard work. But you chose not to take that time to self-reflect. You chose to believe what they were telling you and take it for truth. And it's just simply not true. And it's the same thing about the government shutdown. They're telling you that the Democrats want undocumented people to have access to health care, to get health insurance. And that is simply not true. It is simply not true. They didn't use the money to bail out farmers. Eric, I'm aware of the history of the Democratic Party. Private, that's not true either, friend. He said you're not true. I hate y'all. I do. Can I go to Mars with you? Tad. See, Draco, using terminology like the Democrats and libtards and all the fucking shit that you guys do, it's... Eric never read about the party switch. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what conservatism is versus being progressive. Like, what are you trying to conserve, Eric? Tell me. What are you trying to conserve? It's going to be crickets. Your internet is 10G. What's up in Scotland? How are you? There's nothing worth conserving. Should only be progressive. Should only be progressing forward. Learning from the things that we know did not work and changing those things. And moving towards an inclusive society. Making sure that people have their basic needs met. Because we're not doing that now. We're not doing that. And if you think that you're a capitalist, you're not. You're just a worker. You're expendable. You're not important. But we want to make sure that people have their rights. We want to make sure. Preserve our country where are the best country in the world. Why do you think people want to come here? People want to come here because the United States destabilized their countries. Right, cognitive dissonance. I haven't had to mute anybody the whole fucking time, and now I have to mute somebody because this stupid fuck is spamming the chat. What, 2000? Nah, he can't talk now. He's muted. He's in timeout. It's so weird. Like, they don't understand what it means to conserve something. No, I'm not taking any calls today because I'm about to get off. They don't understand what it means to conserve something, and they don't understand what the word progress means and how progress is the root word of progressive. Like, I can't help you. I wish that I could. No, you can't. Thoughts on uranium? It's an element. It's on the periodic table. Other than that, I don't really have thoughts on it. When we talk about unethical mining of uranium, sure. I don't know. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go take a nap. And then I'm gonna do. Why do you want to preserve capitalism? You're not a capitalist. Do you own a multi-million-dollar company? Eric, do you? You don't. I know you don't. Because you can't even form a coherent sentence. So you're a worker. You're expendable. Yeah, I'm about to go take a nap. This fucker gave me a headache. No, it's not. It's really not. Do I believe in conserving the Second Amendment? I believe in the Second Amendment. I think people should have the right to bear arms. I think people should be able to possess a firearm if they want to. I own a firearm, but I just think that people should be able to do it, or should be forced to do it in a more responsible way. And people who are responsible gun owners do not have a problem with it. I own my own home, so I don't know why I would tip my landlord. Oh my god. Eric. 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 Alright, I'm done. Eric is fucking stupid. Eric, spelling your name with a K is fucking weird. But also, you're a fucking idiot. Draco, you haven't said anything factual, not once. Not once. Not a single fucking time that you typed and hit enter. So, you could just not come back. Right. Tad. They don't care though. They don't care. They don't care until it's them, and then it's the same fucking thing we saw when the one big beautiful shit sandwich passed. Right? These same people who are championing for it, they're like, "Yay, go Republicans! Woo!" And then found that they were gonna lose their SNAP benefits. They're like, "I don't know what to do because how am I supposed to feed my family?" Like, I feel bad for you. I think that you should be able to feed your family. What? China. It's just fucking. Tad, do you see why I get a headache from this chat? Tina, some whatever the fuck your username is, some people aren't able to work. And some people are underemployed because we do not make companies pay people living wages. Like, why do people not know this stuff? Tad, why do people not know this stuff? Why are they so stupid? No, I don't think anybody should be murdered, Ivan. Charlie Kirk is a piece of shit, but I don't think anybody should be murdered. The fuck? Who the fuck says that? Christy, you're a cunt. I don't need to go to a school for a trade, and not everyone can be tradesmen. Jesus, they're allowed to do it. It's legal. When was the last time the federal minimum wage was increased, Jesus? Some people are physically unable to do trades work. And not everyone can be a tradesman or a tradesperson. It's a rainbow. Why do I let lonely men tell me what to do? I don't fucking listen to men. Your president is a pedophile. Sounds like a you problem then if people can't go. That's not true either, Ivan. Oh my god. God, log off of X, please. Please log off of X. It really is, though, Nick. It really fucking is. Ugh. So then why do you care, Ivan? Why do you care? Why does my phone keep going off? It's been fucking blowing up. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but last night Trump threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act. The chat is weird. Girl, you look 35. Cool, I'm older than 35. So, significantly older than 35. Yeah, he is dead. That's weird. I think we need to end Citizens United. I think that PACs shouldn't have influence on what happens in our political process, in our legislature, in our lawmaking. The GOP is fascist. Go look up the 14 tenets of fascism. You can even ask ChatGPT to give you a comparison of the 14 tenets of fascism and the Trump administration, and I will tell you how it hits every fucking one of them. Right, blessed. I feel bad for his kids, but he is a piece of shit. I don't blame you, Ivan. No, you didn't, Nathan. I don't get text messages on that line. I have them turned off on purpose. Because incels like to message me fucking crazy shit. Like, when I had text messages turned on, somebody sent me a picture of their penis. So. Empire, let's be clear. I am not a victim, okay? I have a well-paying job. I have health insurance. I own my own home. My children are fed. We have access to clean drinking water. We have our basic needs met. And I'm also fortunate enough where I am able to provide extra things for my kids and help other people along the way. So I am not a victim. Nor do I think of myself as a victim at all. But what I do care about is other people. I think that other people should have access to the same things I do. I am for sending aid to Gaza. I can see what you're saying, Bryce. It's not important, but I can see what you're saying. Oh boy, this is a country living. What the fuck kind of no. No, country living. No, like I can't even no. I will happily share whatever I can with other people, and I do frequently. I donate to charity all the time. I help people who DM me and ask for help. Like whatever I can to help people, I do. I'm not a nurse. I don't know. Yeah, the 13th Amendment does need to be changed. That's not true, Eric. That's not true. That's not true. Look at all of the people who have been detained who are going through the process the right way, who are here with legal status, who are here going through the immigration process, who have been detained and deported underneath this fucking administration. Eric with a K. What do I think the biggest issues that our youth are facing? The fall of this country right now. Yes, the United States is fascist. Correct, Eric Parker. I have no idea who that is. I agree, Minnie. That's not how you spell Felicia. It's F-E-L. I see it. God, you don't even know how to spell Felicia. Are you Mexican or Latina? Oh boy. It did, Tad. Eric, what law did they break? What law did they break, Eric? If they're at their immigration hearings and they're going through the process, what law did they break? Eric just says shit. Yes, Eric Parker. We're going to call you good Eric. No, I'm not. I don't have the call line open. I don't feel like fucking talking to them. I don't know. I'm about to go. I guess, you know. They're not getting support. Oh my god, Eric. I'm not Arab. Nobody is doing that either, Empire. I don't have a party. Alright. I can't deal with you fucking idiots any longer. I literally can't. You guys treat this shit like it's sports teams. You have no humanity. Like, you just it's fucking crazy. But then when something happens to you, you want everyone to have empathy for you. And it's like, why should we? We do, but why should we? Country living? Fuck you. I make 6 figures. I do perfectly fine. I work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I work overnights. I work in healthcare. We've had this conversation before, and you weren't here, so. No one is giving no one is giving undocumented people fucking healthcare. The thing is that you guys don't know what documented versus undocumented means. You guys don't know anything. Tad, like, what are we gonna do, Tad? No, Anthony, you don't know what EMTALA is. By the way, EMTALA was signed into law in 1986. I believe it was April 7th, 1986, by Ronald Reagan. Undocumented people can't vote. There's no hope for this fucking country. You guys are just hateful, ignorant, fucking pieces of shit. Thank you, Hashim. I can't. Fuck y'all. They are insane. These people are fucking out of their mind. That's true, Nick. Alright, I'm out. I gotta go take a nap. And then I got shit to do. So. Empire, that's not true. Alright. Everybody be good. And if you can't be good, be gay and do crimes. And if you